Hi there, today I'm going to show you a quick way to make a drill bit out of welding rod. It's something I've done for years. It's not the best drill bit, but in an emergency it'll get you out of trouble, and also it's a very good way to make a long drill bit which is unbreakable, which can be useful in some circumstances. If you were, say, trying to fit a knife handle and you're trying to drill down a tang, this will work quite well. So I'll show you how to do it. We're filming here, not in the workshop, just using a very simple tool set rather than, there's easier ways to make it, I suppose, but you'll see how quick and easy this is. So all I'm going to be using, small vise, nothing special, a hammer, a pair of pliers and a file, and that's all we need. So we'll get started. We're going to be using welding rods for this. It's a good thing to use because it's straight. Other wires will tend to, if it's a coil, it'll be bent and it's not going to work, but these tend to work pretty well. I'm going to use a 2.5mm rod. First thing to do is to remove the flux. Series of light taps. You don't want to hit so hard you bend it, because the whole point is that it stays straight. And then I'll just use a little bit of sandpaper to clean it up. Right, and I'm going to cut it to length. I'm going to cut about a third. You don't have to cut all the way through because it'll snap off. So that's the length we're going to use. So the next thing we're going to do is form our piece of wire to look roughly like the finished bit. We're going to flatten the end, and what we're going to do is forge this down, although forging cold isn't really forging as far as I'm concerned. We're going to hit it down onto whatever we're using as an anvil. If we're trying to get a thinner edge, it's quite difficult to do that accurately without hitting the hammer on whatever you're using as an anvil. So the way to do it is to put the edge of the wire up towards the corner, and then we can hit down with no danger of damaging anything. We don't want to put it over because we'll just knock the edge over. So I'm going to knock this down now. And that's forged out enough. So we've forged this out, and actually cold forging, it works quite well because it will slightly harden the metal, and we don't want this to be soft. It's not going to be hard in sort of tool steel terms, but it's slightly harder for working it cold. We're now going to file on a point. We don't want the point to be at 90 degrees because it will tend to just stab into the wood. If it's too flat, it'll be hard to start. So we want to be a little bit past 90, but not really flat. So all I'll say is a bit more than 90 degrees. So I'm going to file one angle on. I'm just filing this square. It's not introducing any cutting edge angle now. And I'll do the other side. And we should have the point in the middle. So the next thing to do is to file this flat to an angle, which is going to form the cutting edge. So I'll do that next. And when I've brought this angle up and it reaches the edge, you should be able to feel a burr. So I'm just going to carry on a little bit further until I feel a burr. And then rather than try and do the other from the other direction, the easiest thing is to just turn this to 180 degrees. Wait until I can feel a decent burr. And that's okay. This will cut, if I've done it right, it'll cut when it's drilling in the clockwise direction. If you get it wrong, it's just going to be in reverse, which on a drill press won't work, but if you're using it on a cordless, you just put it in reverse, and so it's not the end of the world if you get it wrong. So that is the finished drill bit. So we can try that out now. Okay, so we'll see if this works. Just check that, see if that's spinning quite true. If there's a bend in it, you can actually straighten it reasonably, but that's looking all right. And I'm going to try and get through the hole here. You see it'll cut quite efficiently, quite easily. Now we'll try drilling into end grain. And the great thing about these is there's no danger of snapping it. There we go. So that is a very simple drill bit you can make, and obviously you can just resharpen with a file as and when you need to. If it bends, you can just bend it straight. So there we are, a simple project to do at home with minimal tools. We hope you'll give it a go and stay tuned for our next video in the series.